Look at this green smoothie. Spinach, kale, a little lemon, maybe some ginger. Everything your doctor told you to eat more of. Everything the internet says is a superfood. Everything you've been adding to your diet to be healthier. But for millions of seniors across America, seniors who take a very common daily medication, this single glass could cause dangerous changes in their blood overnight. And nobody, not the health blogs, not the grocery store, not even some doctors, warned them about it. By the time morning comes, the damage can already be done. In this video, I am going to show you exactly which vegetables carry this risk, why it happens, how quickly it happens, and the simple steps that will protect you and the people you love. This is one of the most important senior health warnings we have ever made. Please watch until the end. Welcome, and I am genuinely glad you are here. This channel exists to give seniors clear, honest, and potentially life-saving health information. Always explained simply. Always made specifically for people over 60. If you are watching for the first time, welcome. Every week, we cover the health topics that matter most to seniors, and today's topic is one of the most urgent we have covered. It is about vegetables. Specifically, about a very real and very underreported danger that certain vegetables pose for seniors who are taking a common blood-thinning medication. This is not about scaring you away from vegetables. Vegetables are essential for good health. This is about giving you specific, accurate information that could genuinely protect you from a stroke. Information that deserves to be shared. Before we go into it, if you find this channel helpful, I would kindly ask you to subscribe below. It is completely free. And please share this video with someone you care about who might need to hear it. Now, let me explain exactly what is happening. To understand this danger, we first need to understand something about how your blood works, and how one of the most commonly prescribed senior medications works. Warfarin, also sold under the brand name Coumadin, is a blood-thinning medication. It is taken by millions of seniors to prevent blood clots, strokes, and complications from conditions like atrial fibrillation, deep vein thrombosis, or heart valve disease. Warfarin works by blocking the action of vitamin K in the body. Vitamin K is a nutrient that your blood needs to form clots. By blocking vitamin K, warfarin keeps the blood from clotting too easily, reducing the risk of dangerous clots forming. Here is the critical problem. Vitamin K is found naturally in many vegetables, particularly in dark leafy green vegetables. When you eat a large amount of these vegetables, you are flooding your body with the very nutrient that your warfarin is trying to block. The result, your blood thickens. The protective effect of your warfarin is reduced or reversed. And when blood thickens unexpectedly in someone who is supposed to be on a blood thinner, the risk of stroke or blood clot increases sharply. What makes this especially dangerous for seniors is the timing. Vitamin K is absorbed relatively quickly after eating. A large serving of high vitamin K vegetables at dinner, a green smoothie, a large kale salad, a bowl of cooked greens can shift your blood chemistry significantly by the time you go to sleep. And the early morning hours, when blood pressure also peaks, are already the highest risk time of day for strokes. The combination is something every senior on warfarin needs to understand. The first vegetable on our list, and by far the most common source of this problem, is spinach. Spinach has become enormously popular as a health food. It is added to salads, sautéed as a side dish, blended into green smoothies, and stirred into soups. And in most cases, for most people, spinach is genuinely wonderful. But here's the number that matters for seniors on warfarin. 1 single cup of raw spinach contains approximately 145 micrograms of vitamin K. The typical recommended daily amount of vitamin K for adults is around 90 to 120 micrograms. So 1 cup of raw spinach already meets or exceeds the daily amount. And a green smoothie? A typical smoothie can contain 2 to 4 cups of raw spinach. delivering 4 to 6 times the daily vitamin K in a single drink. For someone on warfarin, that is not a health drink. That is a blood chemistry disruption waiting to happen. The danger is not spinach itself. The danger is the large, sudden surge. If you eat 2 cups of spinach every single day consistently, your doctor can adjust your warfarin dose to account for that. The problem arises when the amount varies dramatically. A lot one day, none the next, then a huge smoothie the following day. That inconsistency is what sends blood clotting levels swinging dangerously. The second vegetable, and the one with even higher numbers, is kale. Kale has been called a superfood for years, and for people not on blood thinners, it genuinely is. But for seniors taking warfarin, kale contains some of the highest concentrations of vitamin K of any food on earth. 1 cup of raw kale contains approximately 547 micrograms of vitamin K. And here is the number that should make seniors stop and take notice. 1 cup of cooked kale, because cooking concentrates the nutrients, contains over 1,000 micrograms. That is more than 10 times the daily recommended amount. In 1 cup of one vegetable, kale chips, kale smoothies, kale salads, kale stir-fries, all of them deliver this concentrated vitamin K load. Again, for a person not on warfarin, this is not a problem. For a senior on warfarin who has not discussed their kale intake with their doctor, this is genuinely serious. If kale is a regular part of your diet and you take warfarin, please bring this up at your very next doctor's appointment. Ask specifically about how your kale intake should be managed alongside your medication. 2 more vegetables that deserve specific attention, especially among Southern seniors and those with Caribbean or African American food traditions, are Swiss chard and collard greens. These are beloved, traditional foods that have been in families for generations, and they are nutritious in many ways. But their vitamin K content is similarly very high. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard contains approximately 572 micrograms of vitamin K. 1 cup of cooked collard greens contains approximately 836 micrograms, nearly 9 times the daily recommended amount in a single side dish. If you prepare a pot of collard greens as part of a family dinner and eat a large serving, and you are on warfarin, your blood chemistry can shift significantly within hours. This is not a reason to stop eating these foods. It is a reason to be consistent, to communicate with your doctor, and to ensure your warfarin dose is calibrated to your actual regular diet. If this information is important to you, I would kindly ask you to subscribe and ring the bell. Let me walk you through exactly how this overnight danger unfolds, because understanding the timeline is important. When you eat a meal high in vitamin K, your digestive system begins absorbing that vitamin K fairly quickly. Most of the absorption happens in the first 6 to 8 hours after eating. This means that a large kale salad or green smoothie consumed at dinner, let's say at 6 in the evening, will have its primary effect on your blood chemistry by midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. While you are asleep, your blood is becoming thicker than your warfarin was designed to allow. Your doctor calibrated your warfarin dose based on an assumed level of vitamin K in your regular diet. A sudden surge throws that calibration off. And here is why the morning becomes particularly dangerous. In the early morning hours, your body's natural cortisol and blood pressure both rise. This is normal, but for seniors, this morning cardiovascular peak is already a higher risk window for strokes and cardiac events. Combine a morning blood pressure peak with blood that has thickened overnight due to unexpected vitamin K, and you have created a genuinely elevated stroke risk scenario. This is not theoretical. Doctors who manage warfarin patients see INR fluctuations, blood clotting measurement shifts, following dietary changes regularly. Awareness is the first line of protection. Now, there is a second vegetable-related stroke risk that I want to address, because it affects an even larger number of seniors, and it has nothing to do with warfarin. Canned and pickled vegetables. Many seniors rely on canned tomatoes, canned mixed vegetables, pickled beets, and other preserved vegetables as regular, convenient parts of their diet. And while vegetables themselves are healthy, the sodium content in canned and pickled forms is often extraordinarily high. A single serving of standard canned tomatoes can contain 400 to 700 milligrams of sodium. One serving of pickled vegetables can reach 700 to 900 milligrams. And most people eat more than one serving at a meal. For seniors, excess sodium is one of the most direct triggers of blood pressure spikes. And the timing of when that sodium is consumed matters enormously. Eating a high-sodium meal in the evening, a pasta dish with canned tomato sauce, a soup made with standard canned tomatoes, a side of pickled beets, causes blood pressure to remain elevated overnight. In seniors, whose blood vessels are already naturally less flexible, prolonged overnight blood pressure elevation significantly increases stroke risk. Studies have found that people whose blood pressure does not drop at night, sometimes called non-dippers, face dramatically higher cardiovascular risk than those whose pressure falls naturally during sleep. High evening sodium is one of the most common reasons a senior's blood pressure stays high at night, and most of them never connect it to the can of tomatoes they used in their dinner. So, what should you actually do with this information? Let me give you a clear, practical guide. If you take Warfarin or any blood-thinning medication, first, do not suddenly stop eating leafy green vegetables. This is important. If you abruptly stop eating the vitamin K you were eating, your Warfarin may overthin your blood in the other direction, raising bleeding risk. Consistency is the goal, not elimination. Second, speak with your doctor or pharmacist about your vegetable intake. Be specific. Tell them what you eat regularly and how much. They can adjust your Warfarin dose to match your actual diet. Third, if you want to eat green smoothies or large portions of leafy greens, discuss this with your doctor first. They can monitor your INR levels more frequently during any dietary transition. Fourth, get your INR checked regularly. If your blood clotting is being managed with Warfarin, regular monitoring is essential, especially if your diet changes. For the sodium concern, look for canned vegetables labeled no salt added or low sodium. These are widely available and taste nearly identical once seasoned yourself. Rinse regular canned vegetables under running water before using them. Studies show this simple step removes up to 40% of the sodium. Avoid large high-sodium meals in the evening. If you love canned tomato sauce, make it earlier in the day and reduce the portion in the evening. Track your blood pressure at home, both in the evening and first thing in the morning. If your morning pressure is consistently higher than your evening reading, that is a signal to discuss with your doctor. Before we close, I want to be very clear about something. Vegetables are not the enemy. Dark leafy greens are among the most nutritious foods available. Eating them is good for your brain, your bones, your digestion, and your heart. The information in this video is not about avoiding vegetables. It is about understanding how specific vegetables interact with specific medications in specific amounts, so that you can protect yourself intelligently. Please do not stop taking your Warfarin. Please do not dramatically change your diet without speaking to your doctor first. Both of those actions could create serious harm. This video is for educational awareness. Use it to have a better, more informed conversation with your healthcare provider, not to replace that conversation. If you take Warfarin, please bring up this topic at your next appointment. If you have concerns about your blood pressure, please speak with your doctor about home monitoring and dietary adjustments. Your safety is always the priority. Let me bring everything together for you. Certain vegetables, specifically spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens, are extraordinarily rich in vitamin K. Vitamin K directly counteracts the blood-thinning effect of Warfarin, the medication taken by millions of seniors. A sudden large amount of these vegetables can thicken the blood overnight, raising stroke and clot risk by morning. At the same time, high-sodium canned and pickled vegetables cause overnight blood pressure elevation, which also significantly raises stroke risk during the vulnerable morning hours. This is not a reason to fear vegetables. It is a reason to be consistent, to communicate, and to stay informed. The single most important thing you can do after watching this video is talk to your doctor about your diet and your medication. Tell them what you eat. Ask if your vitamin K intake is consistent enough for your warfarin dose. Ask about your blood pressure at night. Knowledge is protection. And now you have it. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you care about. A spouse, a sibling, a friend who takes warfarin or who struggles with blood pressure. You could be sharing something that protects their life. Leave a comment and tell me, did you know about the vitamin K and warfarin connection before watching this? I would love to hear from you. Subscribe if you have not already. We're here every single week with information made specifically for seniors. Thank you for watching, and please take care of yourself.